Back here once again at Lakeway High School, driving to her right, Richland. Bria Morris going to be fouled. It's a foul on the floor as we get back to it here. Catching you up here. Apologies for the technical difficulties. As I always say, the internet, she's a fickle mistress in our hotspot. After 4 hours of chugging away, working ever so faithfully, decided now's the time we're going to break up. So, back to it here. Thank goodness for school Wi-Fi and all that. We actually have ourselves a discussion at the scoring table at the moment. Richland head coach John Hall. Stowin head coach Dayton Robinson over at the bench with one of our officials. Not quite sure what the discussion could be about. Here's him. Sorry, now you're on.
It looks like it's a question of possession here.
I'm trying to catch up on my scoring there, of course.
Well, I'm not keeping the scoring. I'm doing the rebounding.
Oh,
so.
apologies. Okay, well, I think. There we go. I'm actually caught up, believe it or not. So, at the moment,
wasn't really a whole lot of
there
scoring.
wasn't really a whole lot of scoring in between there. 16-9 our score. Stoutland, they are leading this ballgame by 7. Of course, leading the way for him right now, Cadence Chafin, 9 points here in this contest. Also, 5 points for Shauna Looney, 2 points for Reagan Henry. Richland, they've got 9 here at the moment as we continue our discussions down there.
Not sure what it's about because Richland is going to have possession right here with the basketball. They're lined up there.
Yeah, I thought it was really not too controversial of a play, but might not be about the current play. It might be about something else there.
It could be. It looks like John Hall's not happy, whatever they've settled on. The officials have conferred, and apparently the decision will stand.
Maybe on the shot, maybe on the floor. I don't know. Let's get back to it here. So to inbound, Cameron Cardos, again from the baseline. Has to lob one up here, handled. Lily Gibson coming down with it. Gibson moving to her right, guarded here by Mallory Shaw. On over to the right, Monica Smith looking to drive in, goes through Chafin. She's fouled. She'll head to the line shooting 2. By the way, Addison Noack leading the way for Richland at the moment. She's got 6 points in this one. As Chafin picks up her first foul. Third team foul on Stowin. Smith puts the first one off the rim, no good. Smith, a sophomore. 2 seniors, no juniors. Lots of sophomores, and a few freshmen on this year's Richland roster. Again, kind of a rebuilding year for the Lady Bears as they do sink free throw number 2. Lost a lot of talent from last year's very good Richland team. 16-10 our score, 2.5 left to go in the first. Left wing, Cadence Chafin. Moving to her right, cross the lane, over to Looney. Looney underneath the basket now, swings it back out left wing. Chafin looking for another 3. No, too short. Might have been tipped, but gets her own rebound. Chafin now the right-hand runner off the glass. No good. There to bring it in, that's Cardos. Cardos guarded closely here by Chafin. Chafin trying to pick up the steal. Ends up flowing right by her. Cardos looking to drive all the way through the lane. Left side of the rim, no good. Ball pops loose. Picked up here by Morris. Morris now to the right block. Trying to go through. Whistle, foul, charged here to Francis. 2 more free throws on the way. My least favorite chant, by the way, in all of high school basketball. And it's not because of the chant itself, and I'll explain in a moment as Bria Morris does miss the first. It's not on the students. It's just, yes, we know you cannot, in fact, do that. Every foul. And, I have a whole rant on that. Maybe we should find some time. Bria Morris, the second free throw is good. 16-11 now. The Stoutland leads cut to 5. Henry over to Chafin. Cross over to the right wing. On to Looney. Back to the left wing now. Here's Chafin. Chafin again, 3 threes leading the way. That's going to be a travel violation charged here too. That'll be Shauna Looney who traveled. Now, obviously, I see why, as I get older, why administrators do this, but it really feels like student sections are not allowed to do half the things they did back when I was in school. So you hear a lot of, you can't do that, switch way, that way. You got about 3 canned phrases you're allowed to chant. Here's a layup off the bottom of the backboard, no good, but Morris able to get her own rebound. Tossing it off here to Smith. Smith driving on through, got the bucket. Back to 3, 16-13. Smith now with 3 points herself as Looney has it stripped away. Here's Morris with some open space. He's got the right side layup. It is good. Back to 1 now as the run continues here for Richland. Morse now with 6. Timeout taken by Coach Robinson and Stoutland.
Well, I'm not even sure if he called it.
Was it a timeout?
He's holding his hands out like what gives here.
Well,
I don't think
if you like referee discussions, this is the game for you. We're getting our second full discussion here. We've got an official over talking with Robinson right now.
Maybe he wanted a timeout that they did not award him.
Well, either way, they're not going to take said timeout. Stoutland never actually came back over to the Lady Tiger bench.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not going to charge him for one. So who actually knows what that was all about? A little bit of shenanigans here. Cadence Chafin in the corner. Wing to wing on over to, that'll be Mallory Shaw. Shaw driving in here. Layup. Nope. Traveled first. Ball back over to Richland. So Richland, after falling behind by 7, maybe a chance to take the lead for the first time. Coming up middle of the floor here. That's Cameron Cardos. Right elbow looking to go all the way in. Whistle. Charge called against Richland. That'll go against Cardos. They'll say she threw the elbow. She'll pick up number 2. And the ball's back to the Lady Tigers here with 55 seconds to play. 2 substitutions. Emma Cornelison. Bethany Kincaid back into the action here. Chafin, I believe. Paris Francis, both checking out now. Looney driving right baseline, throws it all the way to the left wing. Long pass brought in by Kincaid. Cornelison, now Shaw on the right elbow, outside Looney. Looney for 3, no, rims out. Long rebound, bred up by, no, eventually it's going to be brought in here by Smith. He hauls it in, pass to the left side, where that'll be Lily Gibson to come across half court. Gibson now, left elbow, outside Morris. Morris able to haul it in. Heading back to her left, looking for the drive. Whistle, blocking foul, heading to the line for 2. 15 fouling coming here for Stoutland. This one's going to be charged to Bethany Kincaid, her first. And it's again Bria Morris at the line, a chance to give the Lady Bears the lead here with 25 seconds to go in the first. First free throw, no good. Best they can do is tie for the moment. Morse, 1 for 3 from the line tonight. Free throw number 2, also no good. Loose rebound, though, picked up eventually by Stoutland. So, Lady Tigers catch a break. They still lead by 1. Kincaid, right side of the floor here. Stoutland maybe holding on for the final shot. It's Cornelison, top of the key, back over to Kincaid. Watch where Looney goes. As Shaw tries to get it outside. Stolen away, stolen back by Stoutland. Ball still on the floor, picked up by Cornelison. Cross to the right wing. Here comes Kincaid. 3 seconds on the clock. Kincaid for 3. Much too hard off the backboard. Picked up, though, by Shaw. She can't finish it on the left block. And that's will end the first quarter of play. So both teams having their moments there in that first quarter, but it's a 1-point ball game after the first 8 minutes. Oh, no, they called a foul. Wait a second. I heard you can't do that, and it alerted me to the presence of a foul. Huh.
Time has elapsed, but...
Yeah, they'll send the teams to the benches, but they'll have Mallory Shaw shooting too. The one time I'll ever allow that chant because it made me realize we're not done yet. Shaw shooting 2. Foul is on Addison Noeck. First free throw missed. Shaw looking for a first point in this one here. Could give Stoutland a 2-point advantage. Free throw number 2 is good. So Stoutland does sink the final point of the first quarter. 17-15 will be our score heading into the first break. We'll come back here in 60 seconds. Stoutland lead Richland. You're listening to the Class 2 District 9 basketball tournament. It's 97.9 The Source.
When the chaos is over and the dust settles, it's a relief to see that big old tree you've always loved still there, unharmed and confident. Confidence that brings about trust and comfort from a full-service bank right here in your own community. Your one stop for savings, checking, home equity and auto loans, and CDs and money markets. That's your protection from the storm.
The Bank of Iberia in 2 locations, Iberia and Waynesville. Come on in to the Bank of Iberia.
At Phelps Health Heart and Vascular Center, we're here to keep your heart healthy. Preventing, detecting, and caring for conditions like high cholesterol, high blood pressure, chest pain, and shortness of breath The Phelps Health Heart and Vascular Center offers innovative care and cutting-edge technology designed to produce the best possible health outcomes for you and your loved ones. Visit phelpshealth.org to learn more. Phelps Health, your health, our mission.
Back here once more, Lakeway High School going to get started with the second quarter of play. 2-point Stoutland advantage. Our 3 versus 6 matchup. Again, maybe the seeds, not really the most important thing to look at when you look at these two teams. Richland with the basketball. Driving in there onto the left block. Back up top here. So that's going to be Monica Smith for 2. No good. Rebounded by Noack. That shot's no good. And Chafin's got the board. Chafin coming up the left sideline here. Spins around to her right. Passing it off to Kincaid. Chafin, leading scorer for the Lady Tigers with 9. Trying to go block to block with it. Ball's tipped, stolen away. Coming up with it that time, Lexi Burns, but here's a steal for Stoutland. Open layup, Reagan Henry for 2. And that's what Stoutland likes to do. You steal it away from them, they're coming to get that basketball right on back. You got to be ready. Find an outlet pass or something like that. Here's a nice trap on the half court there, stolen away by Stoutland. Bethany Kincaid, left side layup, good for 2. So Stoutland coming out in a hurry, back-to-back buckets. Here comes Richland back the other way. Charge call.
Yeah.
A charge on Monica Smith. Her first personal. And Stoutland coming out hot here in quarter number 2. Back-to-back buckets, couple steals, and now a nice defensive play to take the charge. 6th-team foul. Both teams hanging on the edge of the bonus here. Cadence Chafin, basketball over to the right wing, over to Looney. Back to Chafin, pass zipped inside. Francis turning around to her right, shot blocked, trying to get her own rebound. Ball ends up out of bounds, last touch by Richland. It stays Stoutland ball. Good-sized student section for both teams tonight.
Yeah.
Considering it is a road game for both squads tonight. Technically a road game. It'll go down as a neutral site game. But before we get to this Stoutland baseline play, we've got ourselves another timeout. Full timeout taken by Richland. Let's take one, too. Back in 60, you're listening to the Class 2 District 9 Tournament. 97.9 The Source.
An independent company, family-owned and operated. That's Frisco Fuel, LLC in Stoutland, bringing the fuel you need to the farm and the business to keep things running and the production moving forward. Frisco Fuel, LLC is a fuel delivery service located on Keepsake Road in the Frisco Lee community of Stoutland. Their high-quality products, reliable, on-time deliveries, competitive prices, and friendly customer service set them apart from all the competition. And with 24/7 service, Frisco Fuel is there when you need them, and they're just a phone call away at 417-763-3835. When the fuel on the farm or your business is running low, call Frisco Fuel, and the delivery trucks will be on their way.
Role models are more important than ever in today's society. You can serve as a role model for others the next time you display good sportsmanship at a high school athletic event. Good sports are winners and are also vital to preserving our fine sports traditions. So the next time you attend a sporting event, remember to be a good sport and help rekindle the spirit of citizenship. This message has been brought to you by your friends at the Missouri State High School Activities Association and this local radio station.
Back to action here after the full timeout. Talking about hairstyles during the break here. Shauna Looney, an open layup immediately off the pass. A nicely designed play there to buy Looney some space. She's got a bucket here, and it's already an 8-point lead for Stoutland. How about a 6-0 run for the Lady Tigers here as they continue to up the defensive pressure. Pass going left wing here. Bria Morris bringing it to the middle of the lane. Off to the left baseline. Lexi Burns good for 2. Richland on the board here in the quarter. Bringing the lead back to 6. Connor Harvick, Gary Canance, 97.9 The Source. Looney, right wing, coming back toward her left. Gonna lob one up here, top of the key. Chafin going inside, now over to Henry. Henry trying to drive in. Whistle. Jump ball's called. They are staying with Stoutland. It's Stoutland ball on the baseline here. 2 inbound. Reagan Henry tossing in Chafin. Dangerous pass to the left wing, but Looney's there to haul it in. Looney dribbling through space out to the right wing. Bethany Kincaid, open 3, buried it. Bethany Kincaid now 5 points in the quarter. 9-point advantage now, 26-17. Eventually 26-17 up on the board there. Pass lobbed into Noack. Noack on the left block. Shot over the top of Francis. Got it to go. Noack with 8. 26-19. Shauna Looney, top of the key, coming to the right. Off to Chafin. Chafin, long 3. Line drive shot. Out of bounds it goes. Ball back the other way. 5:26 left to go in the half. Richland brings the ball up the center of the floor here, throwing it away, though. Thought Robinson might have maybe grabbed that one a little bit too early there. Noack making a last-second lunge for it. But gets the benefit of the doubt there. Stallman gets the ball back. I don't even know what protocol is for that. You reach into the field of play and steal one that could have been saved. Maybe a technical? I'm not sure. Somebody enlighten me on that sometime. Kincaid on the right wing. Up top, Chafin. Chafin pass inside. Francis. Turnaround jumper. No good. Rebounded here. That'll be Gibson picking it up. Pass down the floor. Again throwing it away. That time it's off the official. Richland headhunting a bit there. As it's another unforced turnover. Ball back to the Lady Tigers. First, Coach Robinson. Now the official. Next, maybe us. We got a basket above our heads. Kind of. Sort of. Kincaid, left wing, up top, over to the right wing, Looney. Looney looking for the baseline here. Ends up in a little bit of trouble here, steps out of bounds. Ball back toward Richland now. Of course, up here in the penalty box in Lakeway, as I've taken to calling it. I don't know if you had a nickname before that, Gary, but I've kind of given it my own. Left wing, coming through. Shot up, no good for Morris, but it's rebounded by Smith. Shot blocked out of bounds by Francis. Staying here with Richland now. 4:30 left to go in the half. It's Richland ball on the baseline. Burns to inbound, toss it in. Cameron Cardos zips the pass inside here, moving toward her right. That was Burns on the shot. Couldn't get it to fall. Rebounded by the Lady Tigers. Kincaid up the left side of the floor. She'll go over to Chafin. Chafin on the Looney. Wing to wing, over to Kincaid. We'll see Mallory Shaw in a moment here as Henry lost control of it. Ends up in the hands, though, of Chafin. Looney looking for the drive here, brings it to the right elbow, back outside now. Looney back to the opposite wing, Chafin. Chafin, Looney, Kincaid. Jumping that pass was Cardos, couldn't bring it in. Kincaid inside the middle of the lane. Henry off the backboard, no good. Francis goes over the top, gets the rebound. She'll get 2 free throws. You gotta be careful about saying over the top there, but a clean rebound, reaching over the top of Richland. In fact, reaching over the top of Lexi Burns, who then picks up the foul, her first. Team 8th. But this will be a 2 free throw opportunity for Paris Francis. First one for Francis, no good, off the back of the rim. Stoutland, 2 for 4 now from the line. This Francis's first trip. We get Shaw checking in here for Looney. Also get a substitution for Richland. Andlin Wands checking in for the first time. She replaces Morris for now. Francis going to set up for number 2. That one's good. So Francis on the board with her first point. Makes it an 8-point ball game. 27-19. Wands in control of the basketball. Left-handed dribble up the left-hand side. Throwing it off now over to Gibson. Gibson across half court. Going to find a wide open Cameron Cardos for 3. Shot way long, though. Out of bounds it goes. And Stoutland takes over. .339 now left to go in this half. Up the middle of the floor, Kincaid. Over to Shaw. Shaw, Chafin. Now Shaw again. Shaw looking inside. 2 players inside here for Stoutland. Here's Henry. Henry traveled with it.
A lot of turnovers in the ball game.
Now that's
still in the first half. We've got a lot.
Yeah, that's kind of what we expect from a team like Stoutland. Like I said, kind of at the top of the broadcast or the top of this game, Stoutland, a team that creates a lot of turnovers, but also gives up the ball a lot. It's kind of the way they play. Here's a turnover picked up by Stoutland. They'll throw it inside. Whistle, foul, charge here to Stoutland. Or excuse me, how about Richland? And we're heading to the line for 1-1 here. Mallory Shaw to shoot.
I remember in the Frisco tournament describing...
Eventually they'll figure it out. Yep, there we go.
Describing the Stoutland girls as like swarming, stinging bees. They're always on the move. And usually that's the reason for that is that they're usually not the tallest team out there playing a game.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's a very apt description. First free throw missed, although it's a long rebound. Stoutland has a chance to save, and they do. Chafin brings it to the right wing now, passing it back up top over to Shaw. So they don't get the points, but they still control the basketball. Reagan Henry from about 9, no good. Rebounded here. That'll be picked up by Cardos. Cardos off to Wands. Wands had it briefly stripped away, although she picks it back up. In some trouble, passes it back to Cardos. Cardos across half court, moving toward the right side of the floor here, driving all the way in. Might have taken an extra step there. Gets her own rebound. Bucket in the foul. Ye-ol, I'll just hand wave it. Ye-ol Euro step. But what's most important here for Cameron Cardos is that she gets her own ball back. She puts it up and in. She gets fouled as well. Second foul charged to Paris Francis. Now checks out of the ball game. Bethany Kincaid back on in. Excuse me, how about Shauna Looney back on in? Meanwhile, Addison Noack, Bria Morris, both checking back in for Richland as we set up for the 1 free throw. That was team foul number 6 charged here to Stoutland. Cardos sets up. Steps up, hits the free throw. 27-22. It's a 5-point game here with under 3 to go in the half. Looney wing to wing to Kincaid. Kincaid back to the opposite side, over to Looney. Looney, right baseline here, onto the right block, throws up the awkward circus shot, but somehow got it to fall. Looney puts it through. She's got 9 now, 29-22. Left corner now. Here comes Morris on the drive, spinning back to her right. Shot over the top of Kincaid. Got it to go. 29-24. Morris, she's got, can't count, 8. 8 points for Morris. Has a third of her team's points. Cadence Chafin, three-pointer. Does she have this one? No, too short. Long rebound. Henry going to try to save it. Able to find Chafin. Chafin on the drive. Nice pass to the right block here. Kincaid, the layup for 2. Tell you what, Stoutland, they don't give up on those balls, and they have another steal here off the inbounds pass. Looney ends up in some trouble. Whistle, and was that a foul called? Yes, it is. And so we're heading to the line. We're shooting 2. Shauna Looney at the line. That's a 10th team foul. That's going to be the 3rd on Noack. Not a player you want picking up fouls there, especially with the hot start she had in this one. And Shauna Looney steps up to the line now, shooting 2 with 1:57 left to go in the half. First free throw up, first free throw good. Looney now, that'll make her the first Lady Tiger into double digits. Barely beating out Cadence Chafin there, who had those 3 first quarter threes. Chafin held scoreless thus far through the quarter. Second free throw on its way is no good. Spins off the back of the rim, rebounded by Richland. Whistle, traveling violation against the Lady Bears. Before we get to another Lady Tiger possession here on the baseline, it's going to be a timeout taken by Stoutland. So, Stoutland adding lots and lots and lots of pressure. Richland's got to find a way to respond. It's the 30-second timeout. We'll take one, too. You're listening to the Class 2 District 9 Tournament, 97.9 The Source.
TC's Junk Fest at the barn at Honeysuckle Farms in Iberia is coming May 19th and 20th from noon until 6 on Friday and 9 until 3 on Saturday. This is a can't-miss event with close to 100 vendors from all corners of the state. Vintage, antiques, farmhouse, handmade, boutiques, shabby chic, artisans, and more. Plus lots of door prizes, goodie bags for the first 30 shoppers, and t-shirts too. It's a weekend full of fun and memories. TC's Junk Fest at the barn at Honeysuckle Farms, 41 Tavern Creek Road in Iberia, May 19th and 20th. We'll see you at the barn.
Back here once more after the 30-second timeout. 1:55 left to go here in this first half. Stoutland, they currently lead Richland by 8, 32-24. Richland, the turnover, the traveling violation. As Chafin inbounds it, quickly here to Looney. Looney, the catch and shoot. No, too far in the 3, but it's an offensive rebound for Kincaid. She'll take the mid-range jumper. That one's too short. They're on another rebound. That's Chafin. She misses. Another offensive rebound and a foul. Stoutland's heading to the line.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4 shots.
They didn't make any of them, and I'll tell you, they probably should have made at least one of them there. But this is a good result here for Stoutland. That'll be the second foul here on Lexi Burns. It's one of those ones where you kind of just shake your head and say, well, it is what it is. Henry, first free throw is good. 33-24 with a made free throw here. We could see a double-digit lead for the first time tonight. Shots up, and it's short. No good. Lead will stay at 9 as Richland hauls in the rebound, although they immediately throw it away, and Stoutland's got themselves another offensive possession in a row. Richland just really having a hard time getting it across half court here at the moment. Looney, top of the key, Chafin. Chafin coming to the elbow here, underneath. Going to go to Reagan Henry on the right block, throwing up the 6-footer, no good. Offensive rebound here for Stoutland. Shauna Looney driving in here, off the glass, no good. Rebound by Henry. Her shot is good. Add another couple rebounds for me, Gary.
Yep.
As Reagan Henry adds another 2, 11-point lead, full timeout, taken by Richland. Stoutland just dominating this ball game as we've played the last 2 minutes
We'll get
on the Stoutland side of the floor.
couple of rebounds in a row, 3 rebounds in a row, 4 shots, and you get out of that, I guess, the 2 rebounds. All that rebounding, you get 3 shots extra, so you got 7 shots on goal.
Yeah, the shooting percentage is
So
not going to
where
look.
is the taller players for Richmond?
The shooting percentage is not going to look nice for Stoutland tonight.
No, it
but you know
doesn't,
what's
yeah.
going to look nice? Your point total.
Yeah.
If things kind of continue here for the Lady Tigers. Already, something to note in this one. I said at the top of the broadcast we might be cruising for a low-scoring game. Not really. Stoutland's already almost passed its point totals in all 3 games this season. Remember, one of the games this year did not even cross the 40 line for either team. It was a 38-34 win for Stoutland. They've got 35 here at the moment. Richland, they have currently got 24. So, this game, very chaotic. Kind of what we expected there. But it's chaos that Stoutland is able to thrive in. As Richland will take it here on the baseline following the timeout. Ball's inbounded here to Smith. Double teamed in the corner. Ball tipped by Looney, but it goes out of bounds. It'll stay here with Richland. Looney kind of the spark plug that makes this defense work. Always jumping passes. Here's another turnover. Bethany Kincaid on the left elbow. She'll bring it back out. I'm dead serious. The last 2 minutes have been played on one side of the floor, and we've had about 6 possessions in that meanwhile. Just complete defensive domination at the moment from the Lady Tigers. Chafin up top here to Looney. Looney, right elbow, driving all the way in. Shot no good. Offensive rebound for Looney. She'll be fouled once more, heading to the line for 2. For Richland right now, you're probably spending about 10 minutes during halftime going over your press break.
For sure. That's for sure. 35-24. Stoutland at the lead, and they're at the free throw line to add to that lead, perhaps.
Foul was on Monica Smith, her 3rd, as Looney misses the 1st. Stoutland, on the bright side for Richland, has been rather lukewarm from the free throw line. This lead could be a bit worse, but they're shooting about 50%, maybe a bit under. Second free throw for Looney is also no good. Trying to get the offensive rebound. Eventually, Smith is there to pick it up. Smith trying to dribble up the right sideline here. Looney trying to chase. Double teamed here. Going to throw it across. On over. We finally crossed half court. Pardos on over to Morris. Morris, left side layup. She's fouled. She's going to head to the line for 2. So Richland finally able to break the pressure here. They get 2 free throws. That foul on Reagan Henry, her 2nd. As Morris puts the first one up, it is no good.
Yeah, and Richland has really been really cold from the free throw line.
I was going to say, Bria Morris, she's been the one most frequently at the line, 1 for 5 now with that miss. As we see a substitution here checking in for the first time, Billy Kinsley. Did not see her during the Frisco League tournament. Normally a JV player for him. Saw her play just before the Crocker game, but she's getting some minutes here. Second free throw is good for Morris. Brings the lead to 10, 35-25. To the left side, over to Kincaid. Now Chafin. Back to Kincaid here. Briefly looking inside towards Kinley, but I think they're going to hold on for the final shot. 20 seconds here. Looney dribbling inside the three-point line. Now back out to the wing. Zips one on over. Kincaid off to Chafin. Chafin guarded closely here. 12 seconds now on the clock. Now 10. Kincaid over to Looney. Looney on the right wing. Back to the opposite wing. Over to Kincaid. Almost overthrown, but she comes down with it. Over to the right wing here. Looney catch and run. Yep, she traveled with it.
Yeah.
And Richland's going to get the ball with a 2 and 2/10. 1.2 seconds left on the clock. Ball's quickly inbounded here. 3/4 court shot. Traveled with it.
Kaboom.
Shot would not have counted. She launched that one. Get her out there on the football team. That was that was a rocket. But unfortunately would not have counted anyway. She did travel before the shot, and that's how we'll end. the second quarter of play. So Stowin controls the second quarter there. Defensive dominance, that's the story of this one. But it's only a 10-point ball game as we head on in to the locker rooms. Come back in a few minutes. We'll have numbers for you. You're listening to the Class 2 District 9 Tournament, 97.9 The Source.
Fans, when you attend a high school game, do you stand at attention during the national anthem? Do you cheer a good play by the opposing team? If your team loses, do you take it well in stride? If you have answered yes to any of those questions, you are showing positive examples of sportsmanship. Don't forget that when you attend high school events, young eyes are watching you for examples of acceptable behavior. By making a conscientious effort, you'll be helping our students grow into better citizens. This message has been brought to you by your friends at the Missouri State High School Activities Association and this local radio station.
Hear that? That's the plumpest, juiciest hot dogs you've ever seen getting their grill on. But we both know what'll make it sound even better. Oh yeah, it's a Pepsi to go with your hot dog. Because when you're chomping on America's favorite meal, relish, mustard, and onions perfectly blending into a crescendo of flavor, there's only one thing that makes everything about that moment better. A cold, refreshing Pepsi. See what I mean? It's like music to my ears. Hot dogs. Better with Pepsi. That's what I like.
We care for them.
Hey, Mr. Gibson. Good morning.
Hey there, honey.
Take wonderful care of them.
All right, here's your morning meds and your coffee, just how you like it. 1 cream,
2
sugars.
And we'll go to the ends of the earth to protect them. You can count on that.
Life Care Center of Waynesville believe in treating patients and residents as family members, focusing on inpatient and outpatient rehabilitation with 24-hour skilled nursing care. We are proud to also offer a secured Alzheimer's and dementia care unit, 700 Birch Lane in the heart of Waynesville.
Turn on the heat. Call AirServe Heating and Air in West Waynesville and get your existing system checked and serviced. If it's time to step up and get a new system, the Luxair high-performance heating and air equipment is top of the line. Luxair sets the standard year in and year out with new features and innovations in the industry and has since 1954. Your Luxair system is just a phone call away at AirServe Heating and Air at 433-3613 or stop by the office on Historic Route 66 in West Waynesville and ask about the Luxair Advantage.
Hi, this is Brad Shelton at the Marys County Bank. Every day, the Marys County Bank touches every corner of your life and supports you as you turn your life's goals into accomplishments. Whether it's purchasing your first car, opening a small business, buying a home, planning a wedding, or preparing for retirement. From your first car to a new life after retirement, the Marys County Bank is there for all your life's milestones with our full line of products. Stop by one of our 10 locations and see how the Marys County Bank can support your dreams. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Ever think about living to be 100 years old? Well, maybe you will. Hello, this is Martin Vernon, owner of Memorial Chapels and Crematory. Making plans and being prepared for events in our lives is the right thing to do. At Memorial Chapels, we offer many choices in funeral planning, and we're always available to discuss options regarding how best to fund those choices. Because when it comes to important events in life, you really need to get prepared.
Howdy.
Well, hello, young lady. I'd recognize that car anywhere. Did your mom ask you to drop it off today?
It's not hers anymore.
Oh, my. How exciting. Well, don't worry. We'll keep taking good care of her, just like we always did for Mom.
Oh, you just do what you do. Mom says if I take it to y'all for maintenance, I'll hardly ever have to bring her in for repair.
For maintenance and repair on your vehicle, trust Holler Automotive in Vienna. Oil change, batteries, tires, and repairs. Holler Automotive, 908 Highway 63 South in Vienna. Fast lane towing also available. 573-578-2233.
Back here once more at Lakeway High School, where we are at halftime of this final game of the evening. At the moment, it is the 3 seed, the Stoutland Lady Tigers. They lead the 6-seeded Richland Lady Bears 35-25. Connor Harbert here with you. Gary Canance as well. 97.9 The Source. Again, the story of this game has been defensive dominance by the Stoutland Lady Tigers. Doesn't necessarily show in the scoring book. Still 25 points given up by the Lady Tigers. But you got to look at the last part of that second quarter to kind of understand what I mean when I say dominance. 17-15 at the end of the first quarter. But then from there, after a few buckets to start off the second quarter for Richland, Stoutland really just turned on the press and really just gave Richland all kinds of fits en route to building up what is now a 10-point lead. So we're going to take a look here at some numbers here for you. First and foremost, for Richland here in this one. Again, 15 points in the first quarter, 10 points in the second quarter for 25 total. Leading the way, Bria Morris. She's got 9 here at the moment. Of course, nobody into double digits just yet. 8 points for Addison Noeck, 3 points apiece for both Monica Smith and Cameron Cardos, and then 2 points for Lexi Burns here at the moment. Again, 25 total points here for Richland. Now we take a look at Stoutland, 35 points there in that first half for you. Leading the way, game's only double-digit score. That would be Shauna Looney. Of course, maybe close to a double-double here at this point. Maybe points, maybe steals. I'm not quite sure. It might be the rare double-double, the points and the steals, but either way, she has got 10 here in this one. Cadence Chafin, a big part of Stoutland building up that lead in the first quarter. She hit 3 threes in the first quarter, kind of fell off after that, but she still got 9 here in this contest. 2 players with 5 points apiece. That would be both Bethany Kincaid and Reagan Henry. And then you have 1 point apiece for Mallory Shaw and Paris Francis. I realize I'm a little bit off there, so I'll have to check on the scorebook after the fact to kind of reconcile that. I think that falls a little bit short of 35. But Gary, how about some other numbers from that first half?
All right. Well, I liked what you said in the second quarter, late in the second quarter. Stoutland doesn't really care what their shooting percentage from the field because they have actually taken 12 more shots from the field in contrast to Richland. And really what matters is what the point spread is, what the score is at the end of the game. So it doesn't matter if you miss, some shots from the field, as long as you get the rebound and get a second try, which they got a lot of rebounds in the late going in the second quarter. Plus, they forced a lot of turnovers on the part of Richland, even though it's pretty even Steven among the two teams. 10 turnovers for the Stoutland Lady Tigers and 13 for Richland, but I swear 6 or 7 of those turnovers came in the latter part for Richland in the latter part of the second quarter.
Yeah, I mean, really, like I've said a couple times here tonight, Stoutland's a team that's going to create a lot of turnovers and also turn the ball over a lot themselves. They're kind of a chaotic team, and that's just kind of a factor in the style of basketball they play. So it's going to look even, but you got to think about how much did those Stoutland turnovers contribute to Richland, and how much did the Richland turnovers turn into for Stoutland? Richland turning the ball over on their own side of the floor, where Stoutland's able to get the basket, get the layup. That hurts a lot more than maybe a Stoutland turnover where they immediately just turn the ball, or they immediately pick up a steal right after that. So you got to look at that. It's called second chance point. No, not second chance points. It's just points off turnovers, really there. And of course, we don't keep track of that per se. But if we were in college, maybe if we were in the pros, I think it would show Stoutland, they've been able to convert more points off of Richland turnovers here tonight. 2 minutes left to go here. We're going to take a 60-second timeout. We're going to play it safe here. We'll come back, have your second half again. Stoutland, they lead Richland 35-25 here in this one. Back in 60, you're listening to Class 2 District 9 Tournament, 97.9 The Source.
Winter, spring, summer, and fall, all the seasons bring havoc to your home, sidewalks, and driveways. Bring life back into your projects with Big Johnson Power Washing. They do commercial and residential. Let the experts do the work for you. Call Big Johnson Power Washing. They're mobile, they can go anywhere, and they bring their own water. There is literally no job too big or too small. They're fully insured, and they pride themselves in making sure their customers are completely happy. So don't trust your home and things to just anyone to clean up. Call the pros, and they do give free estimates. Big Johnson Power Washing, 417-533-2010. That's 417-533-2010. Big Johnson Power Washing, proud supporter of the Plato Eagles. Go Eagles!
Richland schools are very proud of the accomplishment of their students both academically and in athletics. Richland schools take pride in the fact that they encourage their students to be honest, hardworking, dedicated individuals, and to be drug-free. Richland schools also remind you that the future of our nation rests with these children. Support our children. This message is brought to you by Richland High School.
Back here, Lakeway High School, where we are going to go ahead and get started here with the second half. Told you 60 seconds was the right move there as we come back a little bit early. It'll be Richland basketball to start things out here. Looks like starters on the floor for both sides of the ball here against Stoutland. They lead Richland 35-25. Connor Harvick, Gary Canance, 97.9 The Source. 16 minutes to decide a winner in this one. Cameron Cardos throws it off here. Addison Noeck back off to Cardos. Cardos, her layup left well long. It's rebounded here by Stoutland. Here comes Shauna Looney on the attack, trying to move through the middle of the double team. Throws up the layup, no good. Who's got the rebound? The 4 has the rebound for now. It's a jump ball call, arrow pointing towards Stoutland. They'll take control.
Stoutland is 41% from the field in the ball game.
Cadence Chafin, three-pointer blocked, but the ball loose on the floor. Chafin picks it back up off to Looney for the 3. No, that's too far to the right. Another offensive rebound. No, ball still loose. Picked up here by Richland. Still on the floor. We'll get another jump ball. That arrow back toward Richland now. Thought Richland had the ball and then thought Stoutland had the ball. But it is going to ultimately rest with the Lady Bears here as Lily Gibson takes the inbounds pass. To Cardos. Now over to Burns. Burns across half court, trapped in the corner, but passes out over to Noeck. Noeck driving here on Francis. Francis picks the charge. Gara with the shoulder drop. Francis hits the floor. And Stoutland takes it on back. Thought that was Alan Hilliard on the catwalk there. Am I seeing ghosts?
Noack went to Paris and came away with a charge.
I like that. 4th foul, by the way, on Noeck. So that's a big foul that I think I maybe kind of got lost in the shuffle there. Like I said, thought I saw our friend Alan Hilliard up on the catwalk there. Kind of saw a ghost for a moment. Pass going inside. Reagan Henry steps in the middle of the lane. Nice move. Gets herself a bucket here. She's got 7 tonight. 37-25. Stoutland again looking for that trap, but Richland going to pass on out of it. Doing a much better job of breaking the press this time. Shot up, no good though. Air ball rebounded by the Lady Tigers. Here comes Looney down the floor. Catches Henry in stride. Henry, the jump stop on the left block. Good for 2. Stoutland saw it. The students saw it. We saw it. Reagan Henry's got herself another bucket. She's got 9. 14 points the lead now. Largest this lead's been all game long. 39-25, 6:38 to go. It's a 30-second timeout. No, a full timeout. We'll take 60 as well. 6:38 to go in the third. You're listening to the Class 2 District 9 tournament. 97.9 The Source.
The trucks are coming in and coming in. Lowe Chevrolet in Waynesville has vehicles on the lot with your name on it. Stop by and check out the selection. Take your pick and drive off the lot today with a new or pre-owned vehicle of your choice. Lowe Chevrolet can help you with financing, service, and so much more. Serving the community you live in for over 30 years. Lowe Chevrolet, off I-44, exit 156 in Waynesville.
Trust Husqvarna to handle the toughest jobs around your household. No matter the size of your yard or farm, S&D Feed and Small Engine Repair along with Husqvarna have you covered. When it comes to lawn care, they have the feed and seed to grow your lawn or farm, and the mowers, chainsaws, and weed eaters to keep your property looking its best. Visit S&D Feed and Small Engine Repair on West 4th Street in Dixon. Remember S&D, solutions for agri-need.
After what ended up being like a 40-second timeout. Layup off the rim, no good here for Richland, but an offensive rebound. Lexi Burns on the putback, not there as well. Bethany Kincaid, she's got the rebound for Stoutland. Stoutland leads 39-25 over the Lady Bears of Richland. 4 points in the quarter here for the Lady Tigers as Kincaid whips one over to the right corner. Chafin back out to the wing. Looney guarded closely by Morris. Opposite wing on over now to Kincaid. Kincaid pass inside here. Henry stepping through. Not another one. Henry, 6 points in the quarter, has all the points for Stoutland here. She's in the double digits, at least by my mark. She's got 11. 41-25, a 16-point advantage. Cardos across the line to Smith. Smith picks up the dribble here, double team. Runs right on into Chafin, knocks her down. No whistle, though. We'll continue on playing here, but now we'll have an official timeout. Yeah, it looks like Chafin just straight up caught one on the mouth there, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
No whistle either way, but Chafin already good to go.
Apparently has not drawn any blood because they...
Yeah, they got to check on that.
Yeah.
But she'll still get a substitution anyway here as Mallory Shaw checks in. Or maybe.
Now what's happening? Oh, the coach is going there to check on her.
Yeah, Robinson going to trot out there on the court a little bit, maybe to let Chafin know she's being subbed down here as she comes out of the ball game. Mallory Shaw takes her place out there. Took a wicked shot there off the mouth. Inadvertent, of course.
Yeah, it wasn't intentional.
And that's just kind of the risk you take when you get up there trying to double team like that. Richland, though, to inbound on the sideline. Ball thrown into Morris. Can't hang on to it, though. Shot almost got the steal as Morris wrangles it in. Morris driving to the basket here, but pulls it out. Off to the left corner now. On over to Smith. Smith zips a pass inside. Lexi Burns left alone on the right block. Got it.
Easy peasy.
Even then, Stoutland diving for the steal, but just couldn't come up with it. Ends up in an easy 2 points for Richland. 41-27 now, leads to 14. Mallory Shaw, left corner, coming back to her right. Off to Kincaid. Kincaid, right elbow, Henry. Henry inside Francis. Francis, one dribble, turns around, shot blocked, but she's fouled. Paris Francis back to the line, shooting 2. Foul here, charged to Lexi Burns, her third. Team second. Francis sets up for 2. 1 of 2 from the line tonight. Hits the first. Francis again. Stepping up for number 2. Shots up, shots good. So Francis, the junior, hits both. 3 points tonight for her. 43-27. Francis, by virtue of being a junior, one of the elder statesmen on this squad. Dangerous pass wing to wing, tipped by Looney, but into the hands of Cardos for 3. Got it. Right place, right time there for Cardos, but she ices the shot there. It's to 13 now, 43-30. Looney, Shaw now, top of the key, to the left side, Kincaid. Cadence Chafin, she'll check back in momentarily. She's back to the line. Here's Looney for 3. Too hard, no good. Rebounded by Smith. Smith back on over now to Gibson. She'll bring it up the middle of the floor. Up to the right side. Smith going inside to Burns. Burns working on Henry. That shot's good. Well, Richland has a game plan here. Get it inside for Burns. Take advantage of the lack of height out on the floor for Stoutland. 43-32, 11 points. That's the advantage between Stoutland and Richland at the moment. Bethany Kincaid, right wing, coming to her left. Inside Henry. Henry finds left baseline. Shaw. Shaw trying to dump it off to Paris Francis, that is, but she traveled first. And that ball's coming back with Richland. Get our sub here. Cadence Chafin back in. I believe she replaced Kincaid, in fact. There's a pass up the floor here. Coming across. Over to the left baseline. Morris. Morris driving to her right. Steps around Francis. She's fouled. Heading to the line for 2. Chance for Richland here to bring the lead back to single digits. After trailing by as many as 16 here in this one. We can't hear you. My second least favorite chant, by the way, because you know what that implies. That they could, in fact, hear them. First free throw here for Morris is no good. Foul, by the way, on Paris Francis, her third. To respond, you have to hear, you know. As Morris does hit number 2. And, of course, not disparaging either student section. I'm glad they showed up here tonight. Just saying, man, I could do for some new chants. Get some cheer squads on that. They'll come up with something, right? Some very talented cheer squads here this week as well.
Give new chance a chance.
Yes, there you go. Shauna Looney, top of the key, 43-33 now in favor of Stoutland. Here's Chafin, top of the key, comes up, picks up the dribble, off to Looney. Lobbing one up here. Henry trying to come through. Wessel, foul, charge here to Richland. This one's charged to, I believe it'll be on Monica Smith. Yep, and that will be her 4th. Inbounding the ball, baseline. Mallory Shaw for 3, much too hard. Cardos, though, can't haul in the rebound. Stoutland catches a break. They'll get the ball back. Sub here, Andolyn Wands in the game for the Lady Bears. She'll check in again for Smith. Something to note, Addison Noeck. Again, remember, out of the ball game here, your leading scorer, well, one of your leading scorers for Richland. 4 fouls. So 2 players out of the ball game now with foul trouble for Richland. Here's Shauna Looney all the way in. Off the rim, no good. Rebounded by Richland. Picked up here, but thrown away. And again, the after rebound pressure comes to work for Stoutland. Cardos checking that one toward the sideline, but it was too hard for Wands to handle. So Stoutland gets the ball back here to inbound Chafin. Chafin hands it off here. Looney looking right baseline. Another lob up to the top of the key. Kincaid passing it around here. Looney catch and shoot for 3. Got it off the rim. Rolled off the left side of the rim, falls through. Looney now with 13 points, 46-33. Richland, though, back the other way. Fast break. Right side. Burns, the layup left long, gets her own rebound. She'll finish it from there. Burns now with 8, 46-35. Here comes Looney. Driving all the way in here. Middle of the lane. Shot blocked by Richland, and they'll get the rebound. Up the right sideline. Coming quickly. Cardos. Cardos kept the pivot foot there. Pass off to Wands into the corner. Morris, the three-pointer over Kincaid. Got it. Back to single digits now. It's an 8-point ball game. Morris's second 3 of the game. She's got 13 herself. Both leading scorers in this one with 13. Looney, Morris, kind of who we expected to lead the way for these two teams. 2:13 left to go in the third. Top of the key, inside, free throw line, off to Shaw. Looney looking for another 3. Does she have this one? No, too far to the right. Offensive rebound, though. Layup, no good on the putback. Ball ends up on the floor. Jump ball is going to be called. And it's over to Stoutland this time.
That shot hit the underside of the rim and came back immediately.
Yeah, not a good spot to shoot that basketball from
Didn't have
there.
good position.
Yeah. Probably better suited off to take a dribble, take a step back, and then try her luck. Looney off the inbounds pass to Kincaid on the right wing. Step to her left, back to Looney. Looney over to Chafin on the left wing. Chafin 3 threes in that first quarter, has been held scoreless ever since. Instead, goes to the left elbow now to Shaw. Shaw out to the right wing. Looney looking to drive baseline here, being chased down, but gives off a nice dish to Reagan Henry, who finishes it from there. Henry now tying Looney for leading scorer with 13 herself. 48-38, ball trapped just before half court. Wands in some trouble, trying to throw it off. Ball tipped by Chafin, ends up on the floor. Everybody dives on it. Another jump ball. Richland keeps control. That is the worst place on the floor to pick up your dribble. Just shy of the half court line.
Yeah.
On the sideline. Because now you have the 10-second count to beat, as well as the 5-second count to beat. It's not a good place to be. Richland, though, catching a break there. Lexi Burns moving in. Shot at the front of the rim, no good. Loose rebound, hauled in by Chafin. Stoutland comes back the other way. Ball's thrown up the floor for Kincaid to handle. Kincaid going to slow things up here. Up to the top of the key, Chafin. Back to the left side, now to the right side. Looney going to center the ball once more. Under a minute left to play here in this third. Again, Stoutland 48, Richland 38. Chafin on the wing to the left side, over to Looney. Looney. Go on over to the baseline. Chafin now Kincaid. Could we see Stoutland just hang on for as long as they can here? You certainly can. We are Missouri. We are not Arkansas. There is no shot clock. And that'll be my one and only very salty comment for this one, or at least for the rest of this quarter, maybe. Someday we'll get it. Maybe that's a story for another time here as Looney tosses it back up to the half-court line over to Chafin. Arkansas did a great thing implementing that shot clock that I think all states should follow. Henry, top of the key here, Chafin. 15 now on the clock. Pass going to the left side here. Going inside the three-point line. Henry almost couldn't bring it in there, but eventually they find Chafin. Chafin for 3. No, front of the rim. Picked up here by Richland. They still have 4 seconds to work with here. Cardos coming up the right sideline. Going to chuck up a half-court shot. No, didn't get it off. Might have traveled as well. And that's how we'll end quarter number 3. So it's a 10-point Stoutland advantage. 8 minutes to decide a winner. Who's moving on? Who's going to face Crocker on Thursday? Will it be Stoutland? Will it be Richland? At the moment, Stoutland 48, Richland 38. You're listening to the Class 2 District 9 Tournament, 97.9 The Source.
Congratulations, you're having a little girl.
At that moment, everything changed. Our hopes and dreams for ourselves were instantly replaced by our hopes and dreams for her. We got life insurance policies from Shelter Insurance, so that regardless of what life throws at us, we'll still be able to provide the world to her.
For a free insurance review,
for auto, home, life, farm, or business insurance, see me, Dave Howlett, your Shelter Insurance agent in Richland.
Or come see me, John Gregory, in Crocker.
Students come and students go. Some start at the elementary level and continue in the same district until graduation. Others move in, some move out for a variety of reasons, but usually it's the parent's job that facilitates a family's move. Whatever the reason, the Iberia School District welcomes all students. At Iberia, students get the best possible education from a staff of dedicated teachers, coaches, and an administration that cares about the product they send out every May at graduation. Whether it's continuing their education, the military, or the 9-to-5 world, the Iberia School District is proud of their Rangers and Lady Rangers.
48-38 as we get back to it here. Thankfully for you didn't have to hear my whole rant on that. Gary kind of had to be my sounding board for a moment. Shot clocks and things of that nature.
Stoutland has taken 15 more shots from the field than Richland in this ball game. If you took 15 scoring attempts off of Stoutland's total.
3-pointer there. No good. Rebounded, though, by Stoutland. They'll go in for an extra shot. Looney's layup's no good. Rebounded, though, by Francis. She'll put it up and in. That's basically why they've got more shots
That's
here,
true.
Gary.
Exactly.
The offensive
so.
rebounds tonight. 50-38 now. 7:33 to left to go in the quarter. Over to the right side here. Monica Smith. That's going to be a foul. Looney, bit too aggressive there. Maybe thought the pass was coming. Leaped up to knock it down. Instead, comes down on Smith with the body. She picks up foul number 2. Team foul number 2 for Stoutland. Cardos to inbound. Into Wands. And back on over. Bria Moore still on the bench here for Richland. So the ball stripped away here from Smith. Picked up by Stoutland. Kincaid in some trouble here. And it's going to be a jump ball. Arrow pointing toward Richland. So Stoutland got the steal. But Kincaid unable to avoid the rapidly collapsing Lady Bear defense, who were able to get their hands in. Very much a play that Richland needs at this point in time, trailing by 12 with just 7 minutes to make a comeback in this contest. Here's Cardos taking Kincaid all the way to the basket for 2. Another 2 here for Cardos. Now has 8. Free throw line, Henry, right wing, up top, over to Looney. Looney to the opposite wing, Kincaid, back to Looney once again. Looney going to travel with it, ball back to Richland. So a chance to bring it back to single digits. And all starts from there. As the ball's knocked out of bounds, staying with Richland. Doing it from the corner here. The sideline. Lily Gibson to inbound. Lobs one up here, but puts too much on it. Kincaid has it. Left side layup. Big block there by Cardos. Picked up, though, by Chafin. Another block for Richland. They come up with the rebound this time. Gibson, though, has to watch the baseline here. In some trouble. Trying to pass it out. Ball ends up loose on the floor. Stoutland trying to dive on it. Henry has it, but it's going to end up a jump ball favoring the Lady Tigers. Well, that was some ugly basketball right there. Both teams not really wanting the ball there, but a couple of big blocks for Cameron Cardos. Got to give it to her there. Let up and got those 2 shots down. Definitely saved a couple points there, but the ball is inbounded by Stoutland. Shauna Looney over to Kincaid, back to Looney. 6.5 left to go in this contest. Here's Looney to the left side, inside to the free throw line. Henry trying to penetrate here, off the glass, off the rim, no good. Francis trying to bring it in, whistle, foul, 2 free throws. Wait, you're going to say it's all? No, okay. I was going to say there's no way Francis was in the act of shooting there, but they will call it on the floor as Monica Smith will foul out of this contest. So
She's done a good job as far as rebounding in the game. I have her down for 5 rebounds for Richland.
Yeah, unfortunately, that'll be where she ends tonight. She does pick up that 5th foul. The long 3-pointer. Cadence Chafin letting fly. Too far, though. Francis, rebound, put back, score. Again, the second chance points have just been immense for Stoutland here tonight. But here comes Lily Gibson. Jump stop, shot blocked by Francis, coming up with a rebound. Lots of blocks here in this 4th quarter thus far. Cardos and Francis kind of putting on a show there, at least in that regard. Chafin over to Kincaid. Kincaid, free throw line, inside Francis. Francis, hook shot, right hand, no good. Picked up off the rim by Cardos. Cardos bringing it up the floor herself, going to dish it off to Gibson. Gibson floats one in. Lexi Burns, turn around, bucket and the foul. Well, the game plan's the same for Richland. Get it into Lexi Burns. Burns a nice court presence there to put it up and in. Get the 2. Maybe make it a 3-point play. Maybe bring the lead back to 9. That is the 2nd foul on Cadence Chafin. Burns stands at the line for 1. Shots up. Free throw is a line drive, but gets it to fall. 1 for 1 from the line tonight is Burns, and we're back to 9, 52-43. Kincaid to the left side, Chafin. Chafin over to Looney. Looney turning to her left here, off to Kincaid, right elbow, over to Henry. Henry, 1 dribble, had it stripped away, but ends up passing it off to Chafin. Chafin looking for 3, off the rim, no good. Cardos has the rebound. Cardos quickly bringing it out there. She'll dribble up the floor herself. Has Burns open down the floor. Burns catches, has it stripped away by Looney. Looney saving 2 points there. Richland wasting no time on that rebound and getting out of there. Really, it's been what they've needed to do all night tonight. Almost got the 2. Lexi Burns, though, looking for 3. Front of the rim, no good. Rebound, Kincaid. 5-12 now on the clock here. Looney juking to her right, going into the middle of the lane here, driving all the way in. No bucket, but another foul. 2 free throws here for Shauna Looney. Woo! This has been easily the fastest paced game we've played tonight. But it is Looney at the line. Looney tonight, 2 for 5. Make that 3 for 6 as she hits the first. Looney now 14 here in this contest. She brings it back to a double-digit advantage, 53-43. Second free throw is on its way. That one's no good, and it's rebounded by Richland. Coming up the floor here, Gibson, picked up by Looney. Coming to her left, spinning around to her right. Now going to cross half court, hands it off over to Cardos. Going to bring it on over to the wing. They're going to look inside for Burns. Burns has it. Burns double team, spinning to her right, evading the double team. Shot no good. Rebounded though by Morris. She'll be up. She'll be fouled, and she's going to head to the line. So the offensive rebound, this time for Richland. Chafin picks up number 3. Morris at the line. She's shooting 2. Morris about a 50% clip as well. She does miss the first. 12 points on her night tonight. No, excuse me. How about 13 points on her night tonight? Had the free throw, had the 3-pointer. Let's get a substitution here. Here comes Addison Nowak. Remember, Nowak out of the ball game pretty much the length of that third quarter with 4 fouls. She's back in the ball game. Lots of height in the ball game right now for the Lady Bears. Second free throw falls. 53-44. Back to 9 now, the Stoutland lead. Here's Kincaid. Timeout taken by Stoutland. So Stoutland just going to take a quick timeout here. 60-second timeout. They have 3 remaining here in this one. By the way, Richland with 1 timeout. We'll take 60, come right on back. 4:42 left to go. 53-44 in favor of Stoutland. It's the Class 2 District 9 basketball tournament. 97-9 The Source.
As the years go by, everything gets older. Even the new seeds just planted. Getting older means getting wiser. And in the banking business, that means keeping up with the times. For 112 years, the Bank of Crocker has met the needs of the Fort Wood area and exceeded those needs with the most modern banking services available. With Android and Apple mobile banking apps. And at bankofcrocker.com, online banking is a click away no matter where you are. Personal hometown service, however, has not changed. That's one thing that's stayed the same as the Bank of Crocker turns 112. The Bank of Crocker, with 4 locations in Crocker, Richland, Waynesville, and St. Robert. Member FDIC and an equal housing lender.
Your car is still the one. You love everything about her, except for that. From when Ben dropped his milkshake, and that. From when you tried to transport that sharp thing. And that. That's always in the air thanks to your shotgun rider, Earl. Luckily, we can fix that.
Reeves Auto Upholstery, serving both Lebanon and Richland with decades of experience. There's no job too big or too small, because they've seen it all.
Coming out of the Stoutland timeout, it will be Lady Tiger basketball. They lead by 9 over Richland, 53-44. Connor Harbert, Gary Canance, 97-9 The Source. We have 4 minutes, 40 seconds left to play here. Looney coming across in the middle of the lane now, driving all the way in. Layup, good. How about Shauna Looney for another 2 here? Make that 16 on her night.
Wow.
Looney leading scorer for the Lady Tigers this season, just doing what she does best. Here is a try.
Yeah.
No, double dribble, sorry. Double dribble going to be called here on Gibson. And Stoutland again takes over. 11-point ball game here, 55-44. Kincaid will take it, moving toward her left. Could be picked up here by Gibson. Gibson on over to Chafin. Dribbling real aggressively around the perimeter there. She gives it off to Henry. Henry back to Kincaid. Inside the three-point line, Francis. Francis to Chafin. Chafin now to Kincaid. Kincaid on over to Henry. Henry moving toward her right here. Going to go to the opposite wing. Looney into the corner. 1 dribble Kincaid up top to Chafin. Under 4 to go. We're officially halfway through this fourth quarter. Chafin kicks it off to the right wing, Henry. Free throw line, Francis. Lots of passing, lots of time wasting here. If you're Richland, how long do you let this go on before you really start to make a move?
Well, they trail, as you say, by 11. But they're going up. Oh,
that's what you wanted. Yeah. Eventually, Stoutland going to cause their own problem there as they try to throw it inside, maybe looking for the kill shot on that particular possession. But they give it away. Here comes the shot. No good. Lexi Burns on the rebound. She'll go up for 2. Got it in there. This time, Addison Noack taking the role that Burns has been filling for the last quarter and a half or so. Her shot's no good, but Burns, again, who's had herself a stellar second half tonight, gets fouled, and she'll head to the line for 2. Foul is going to be on Bethany Kincaid, number 2. First free throw. It's good. Make that another point here for Burns. Like I said, having a stellar second half. 2 points only in the first half. 6 in the third quarter. 4 here in the the fourth. Second free throw, no good. Picked up by Stoutland. Stoutland trying to keep control of it up the sideline. But they are able to wrangle it in eventually. Chafin comes across, pass up the floor. On over now to Henry. Henry trying to give it off over to Looney, but Morris jumps in the passing lane. Left side layup is good. Well, that'll bring it back to 8.
Still doable, but we'll see what happens now with 2:50 remaining in the fourth quarter.
More plays like that, and it is very, very doable. Francis, left wing, on over to the corner now to Henry. Henry lobs one up for Kincaid. Richland, I like what they're doing now. They're now moving up and really starting to face guard Stoutland. No more just passing around freely here. Stoutland has to be smart with the basketball. Chafin penetrates, back out now to the free throw line. Francis going to square up to the basket, but gives it back outside. Now Richland going to back off once again. See, that's not what I like. Francis, right elbow. Francis out to the left wing. Kincaid for 3. No, too far. Offensive rebound, though, Chafin. Chafin, though, she double dribbled with it. And that's ball over to Richland. 2:15. That's a good possession if you're Stoutland. I know it ends up in a double dribble, but they did waste a lot of time there. In the grand scheme of things, you want to take about 30, 40 seconds off if you can.
Well, right now, time is the most precious commodity in the ball game. Not so much, in the first 3 quarters, but right now.
100%. Cameron Cardo's jumper, right elbow, good. Back to 6 now. 55-49. Under 2 minutes to go now. Looney driving all the way in. She's fouled. Free throws coming up here, 2 for Looney. 1:56 now. Looney. Well, I think she's done time wasting. Definitely not very patient there. Moves worked for her several times tonight. Got fouled heading to the line. That's the 4th foul on Cameron Cardos. Got real quiet in here for a second as Looney puts the first one up off the rim. Off the rim once more. And it falls through. Looney, her free throws have been a bit of an adventure tonight. Now 50% second free throw. That one, no doubt about it. Nothing but net. It's good. Timeout taken here by Stoutland. They've got themselves an 8-point lead with 1:56 remaining. So, Richland looking for the comeback. They'll control the basketball. We'll take 30 ourselves. You're listening to the Class 2 District 9 Basketball Tournament, 97.9 The Source.
Town & Country Supermarket is proud of the products and services and savings they offer their friends and families, like eClub. Sign up today and keep up to date on special promotions and events. Log on to tcmarkets.com and find every store's weekly ads right at your fingertips. Print off coupons to save even more money. Check them out on Facebook. Browse recipes, too. Town & Country Supermarket is proud of the area youth and proud to be a part of their communities.
It truly takes a lot to make a public school good, but Stoutland School is working on not just making it good, but making it great. They've implemented many things at the best interest of each and every student, like a 4-day school week, as well as making ongoing improvements to enhance the safety and security of each student, such as a single point of entry, security resource officers on hand. They have also implemented new programs to provide more opportunities for their students, such as accelerated courses and dual credits, just to name a few. So when you are looking at a public school, don't just appeal to the good, look for the great and partner with them to be a more viable part of your community. Stoutland School is just that, a great school. Good luck, Tigers. We are proud of you.
In the Stoutland pressure as we come back out of the Stoutland timeout. 1:45 to go in this one. It's an 8-point Stoutland lead. Addison Noack, right block, shot over the top of Francis. No good. Rebounded here by Chafin. Chafin trying to avoid Richland. Does so, passing it off here to Looney. Looney coming quickly across half court here. If you're Richland, when do you start fouling? That is now the question. Chafin coming over to the right. Richland, 6 fouls. So the next one is a 1-and-1 for Stoutland. Remember, shooting about 50%. Now they'll foul. And that's going to be picked up here. Lily Gibson will pick up her first. Stoutland really hasn't been super consistent from the line. And so I think it's time to start fouling here and starting to force Stoutland to prove that they can sink their free throws. At the line here, it's Shaw. She is 1 for 3 tonight. She steps up here, front end of the 1-and-1. Up and away, front of the rim, no good, but offensive rebound here for Henry. Lost it, picked back up though. Trying to get out there is Chafin, and she does. Able to roll it back on out there where Shauna Looney's there to pick it up. That's a big play there if you're Stoutland, despite the miss, as Looney is now fouled. She'll head to the line shooting 1-and-1. As that'll be team foul number 8. First foul charge here, Bria Morris. So offensive rebounding here. This has been really part of the reason. As Looney does hit the first and make it a 9-point game once again. The offensive rebounding by Stoutland has really just been instrumental to this ball game tonight. The steals, the offensive rebounding. Just a very go-getter team. Second free throw. That one's no good. It stays 9. 58-49. Here comes Richland on the attack. Gonna need something quickly here. Down by 3 possessions. Cardos spinning to the right. Off to Nowak. Nowak to the left elbow. Looking to drive all the way in. Goes through Francis. Francis is going to let her go by. Good for 2. Nowak makes her way into double digits with 10 now. Leads back to 7. 58-51. Shauna Looney spinning to her right. Able to get around Morris, who does pick up the foul. That ran about 10 seconds off the clock.
But you ask yourself right now, is 46.5 seconds left on that clock enough time to make a comeback, especially with Stoutland at the free throw line?
Well, if Stoutland continues this pace at the free throw line, maybe. Haven't been terribly consistent. First one's missed, but picked up by Chafin. That's not going to get it done as Chafin puts it up and in for 2. Don't need free throws when you can get an offensive rebound, of course.
True.
60-51. Cardos going to throw it away here. That's going to be a foul on Nowak. And she'll pick up number 5. Kind of clotheslined Looney there. Again, inadvertent. But that is still a foul. And she'll foul out of this one with 10 points.
Just learned that that's her 5th foul. I don't think she was aware that she's had 4 fouls.
So Nowak going to foul out of this game here. Again, with 10 points tonight. Is now standing at the line shooting 2. It will be Shauna Looney once again. Looney, first free throw is good. Back to 10 now. It's 61-51. 34.4 seconds on the clock here. So we'll see Richland check in a new player. Isabel Bowling for the first time tonight. She'll check on in. Also a new player here. He better be on my roster. Audrey Bowling.
Yeah.
Yes, there we go. Who was number 2 earlier in the year, I guess. So Audrey Bowling, Isabel Bowling. Also substitutions here for Stoutland, and I'm going to take this as a kind of a white flag here, Gary. We're getting the players who haven't been in the ballgame all season. So, looks like this will pretty much do it here. But Shauna Looney still in the ballgame here. She's going to take her second free throw. Billy Kinsley checked back in, by the way, for Stoutland. Second free throw is no good. It's rebounded by Andalyn Wands. Cardos up the right side, now under 30 seconds to go here. Cardos driving all the way in. The runner off the back of the rim, no good. Ball's on the floor here. Everybody dives on it, but Kinsley comes up with it, trying to throw it away. Gives it back over to Richland. Isabel Bowling on over now to Cardos. Cardos, the long 2-pointer, no good. Kinsley trying to run that down. Ends up bringing it in shy of the sideline. She'll throw it away. It's picked up here by Burns. Burns 3-pointer with 10 seconds to go. That one's no good. Rebounded by Henry, and that'll do it here. It's going to be a win for Stoutland. Their 4th victory over Richland this season. None of them were particularly easy, but they will move on to the semifinals. They will face the Crocker and Lady Lions. Won't be the first time I've seen that matchup, but we'll go ahead and do what we always do. We'll take 2 minutes. We'll come back. We'll wrap it all up, and then we'll get you going here for tomorrow's ball games. We've got 2 more coming up for you tomorrow on the boys' side of the bracket. But again, your final score, Stoutland 61. Richland 51. You're listening to the Class 2 District 9 basketball tournament, 97.9 The Source.
When it comes to great deals on the best-selling trucks 46 years running, Ed Morse Ford in St. Robert has your back. I'm Mike Freeman, and I'd like to invite you to come in during Ford Truck Month. Hurry in now to take advantage of 0% financing for 36 months on new 2022 F-150s, or choose 3.9 for 72 months plus a $1,000 Ford rebate and huge Ed Morse discounts. For a truckload of savings, don't miss Truck Month going on now at Ed Morse Ford St. Robert. Get backed by Morse today. Offer ends March 31st.
Whether it's balls and strikes, fouls, or flags, your referees and game officials are a vital part of high school athletics. If you've ever tried your hand at officiating, you know how hard these men and women work, and you certainly know that they would never miss a call intentionally. Keep these things in mind as you attend sporting events. After all, respecting officials and authority figures is one of the most valuable lessons that we could teach our students. This message has been brought to you by your friends at this local radio station and the Missouri State High School Activities Association.
Lakeway High School, our final game of the evening in the books. It's the Stoutland Lady Tigers who move on to the district semifinals. They defeat Richland for the fourth time this season, 61-51. Connor Harbin here with you, and joining me now, head coach Dayton Robinson of the Stoutland Lady Tigers. Coach, another hard-fought victory here today, a game that was at some points, once again, very chaotic, but that's what we've kind of come to expect from your girls. They play very, very hard on both sides of the ball. And of course, one of the things I want to point out first tonight, all the offensive rebounds. Your girls attacked the glass so hard here tonight. How important was that to victory?
That was one of our biggest points of emphasis. We always have keys to win on the whiteboard before the game, and keeping our turnovers low, rebounding, we're 1 and 2 for us. So we knew if we did those things, we stood a really good, strong chance tonight. So
absolutely, and of course on the defensive side of things, honestly, one of my favorite teams to watch in the area just because you guys are always looking to create turnovers, always attacking right off of the rebound there. Tell us a little bit about what the game plan is there on that press.
Yeah, we had originally came into the game plan going to do a full court man-to-man, and they started to break it, and I felt like that zone press, our girls just battled. We were sprinting the spots, sprinting to the ball. I thought we were the first to the ball a lot, and so we just play hard. Sometimes it's not pretty, kind of like you said, but we're kind of a gritty team, I feel like. So,
yeah, victory number 14 on the year. Kind of taking a quick look here at the scoring sheets here tonight. Shauna Looney, of course, I think every time I've seen her, she's kind of led the way in scoring. Cadence Chafin, though, she came out very, very hot. Kind of cooled off, unfortunately, there, but 3 threes really kind of helped set the tempo from the going.
Yeah, I felt like she set the tone. We always preach confidence with Cadence. That's a big part of her battle. When she's shooting the ball with confidence, we feel like she stands a strong chance to make most of them. And, Shauna, I love the way she attacks the rim, and I hope she just keeps it up. And we got a tough one ahead of us in Crocker, though. So.
Yeah, for sure. And one more player I kind of want you to mention here, Reagan Henry. I mean,
yes.
Coming out of the locker rooms there, she was really kind of the spark in that third quarter. 8 points in the quarter. I think she finished with 13 or something total here tonight. Reagan Henry, a good night for her tonight as well.
Absolutely. I tell Reagan all the time, she's kind of like our glue player. Sometimes it's not the one that has the most spotlight on her, but she makes play after play for us. Night after night, she can come up with a double-double. And those 3 sophomores, they're big to our culture. So,
for sure. And so we look forward to the next game here. And, of course, it's a team that you guys are intimately familiar with. It's going to be the Crocker Lady Lions, the 2 seed. They coast to victory here today. They're probably riding pretty high here. Should be a fun matchup coming up on Thursday.
Absolutely. I think you did our game at Crocker. It was pretty intense. I don't think I was able to speak for about 3 days after that. So I expect nothing less. I know Coach Mueller will have his girls ready. So hopefully a good one.
Yeah, that'll be an absolute blast to call coming up on Thursday. But again, congratulations, Coach, and we'll see you right back here in Lakeway on Thursday.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
That was once again head coach Dayton Robinson. His girls victorious here tonight. Final score 61-51. They emerged victorious over the 6 seed Richland Lady Bears. So a fun game to call here, honestly, to wrap things up here tonight. Very fast-paced. If you're a fan of fast-paced basketball, this one really was the one for you. And again, really when you take a look at the final score, 10 points, but it kind of felt like it should have been more than that. Stoutland just very, very controlling of the ball game here tonight. Richland kind of unlocked it there in the second half with the passes inside to Lexi Burns. Of course, Burns had herself an excellent ball game for the Lady Bears, but you almost felt like Stoutland was kind of in control of this one.
Right, and they are all over that ball, no matter where it is on the floor. That's why I have referred to them a couple of times as like a swarm of bees,
yeah.
or swarm of bees, because there's always on that ball trying to get at it, trying to knock it out of the other team's hands, and they created opportunities for themselves by doing that in this game.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like I said during a Waynesville broadcast, I do believe I would rather take 50 shots and hit about 10 of them, or hit about 10% of them, than take about 5 shots and maybe hit 60% of them. It always pays more to shoot more. If you give yourself chances to score, you will score. If you don't give yourself chances to score, if you pass it around, if you kind of hang on to it and you kind of play passive, you're not going to create points. Stoutland definitely subscribed to the former here tonight, although you got to give it up to the Richland Lady Bears. Even though they do fall here short tonight, they still looked very, very impressive when they were able to get the game in kind of the half court there. Again, we point to that third quarter. Richland was able to kind of go blow for blow there for a little bit. As we take a look at your individual numbers, I didn't actually add them up here, but we'll just go over a few key players for our two sides. Again, you heard me mention in the interview with Coach Robinson just a little bit ago, 13 points for Reagan Henry here today. Cadence Chafin, she reaches double digits. She comes through with 11. Shauna Looney, your leading scorer here tonight, 13, 14, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 points for Looney here in this one. 5 points for Bethany Kincaid. And then Paris Francis gets it done there in that fourth quarter. Always kind of the rebounding captain. That's not a very good word for it, but kind of the main rebounder. There we go for the Stoutland Lady Tigers. She comes through with a few points tonight. She comes through with 7, in fact, in this one. Like I said, that might fall a little bit short, but we'll kind of maybe reconcile it here in a little bit. Meanwhile, for Richland, again, I mentioned Berea Morris. She leads the way. She comes through with 13. 14, 16 tonight. 16 points for Berea Morris in defeat. Lexi Burns, 6 points in that third quarter, 8 points after 3, 10, 11, 12. Apologies, I tend to do this. I get so excited after ball games that I forget to count it up. 10 points for Addison Noack despite fouling out here tonight. And then Cameron Cardos reaches 10 as well. In fact, of your 5 scores, 4 of them for Richland reach double digits here tonight. Unfortunately, falling just a little bit short here in this ball game. So our semifinal matchups, they are officially set for tomorrow. We will see, well, on Thursday, I guess I should say. We'll talk about tomorrow in just a little bit. On Thursday, we'll see the number 1 seed. We'll see the Lakeway Lady Hornets. They will be in action. They will take on the number 5 seed Iberia Lady Rangers. Iberia coming up with the upset here today. Kind of overcame some demons in the Newburgh Lady Wolves. They will advance there. We'll have the 1 versus the 5. And then we'll have, again, the Crocker Lady Lions and the Stoutland Lady Tigers. A matchup I will see for the second time around this time. That first time, very, very exciting ball game. You heard Coach Robbins say it was a little emotional. Oh, yeah, it was. These two teams, they're going to come to play on that Thursday. Taking a look at tomorrow, though, back to the boys we go. Our first matchup, that'll be at 6 p.m. tomorrow, so make sure to tune in around 5:50 or so. We'll see the number 1 seed, the Eugene Eagles. They will take on the number 5 seed in the Newburgh Wolves. Both teams, both schools, kind of one-upping each other there on the upsets as Newburgh did advance in that ball game. So Eugene and Newburgh at 6 o'clock, and then we'll have another 2-3 matchup for you. We'll have Stoutland and Crocker part 2 tomorrow. I guess it will be part 1. The girls' game will be part 2, but we'll have Stoutland and Crocker for you on that Wednesday. So that should be it for tonight. We'll go ahead and wrap this one up for you. For Gary Canance, I am Connor Harbitt. Gary, good to have you back. Of course, it'll be just me tomorrow and the rest of the week as well. But I hope you enjoy listening to this one as much as I enjoyed bringing it to you here tonight. Until tomorrow, you've been listening to the Class 2 District 9 Basketball Tournament, 97.9 The Source. Good night, everybody. Be good people.
Good night.
You've been listening to Class 2 District 9 Basketball on The Source, 97.9 FM. Our games have been brought to you in part by Shelter Mutual Insurance Agent John Gregory, the Stoutland High School Life Care Center in Waynesville, Post Pond, A to Z Exterminating, Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance Agent Jim Anthony, Mailbox It, S&D Feed of Dixon, the Bank of Crocker, Lowe Chevrolet, Memorial Chapels of Waynesville, St. Robert Auto Supply, Phelps Health, Ed Morris Ford, and the Bank of Iberia. We hope you've enjoyed tonight's action. We'll see you next time on The Source.